Hey, everybody, it's the Chaplain here coming to you live with Misery Loves Easy Company. Misery, however, is spelled like Missouri because that's where we are. Well, some of us anyway. The rest of us that aren't in Missouri are from Missouri. So, fun fact for you, the Watcher. It is the end of turn 2, so I'm going to do Commonwealth, France, and Russia. We are playing with the Spoils of War deck. None of this affects me, so I'm not going to go over it with you, but it's right there on camera if you'd like to watch. Commonwealth had 19 to spend. I'm going to save $1 and buy 3 submarines. And we don't have much to do here, but we are going to do something. So let me just set this down perspicaciously. That's not a word. Anyway, and then I'm going to turn the music down because it's too dang loud and I'm being rude. Anyway, here we go. So from South Africa, I'm going to drive 2 tanks up, and I'm going to use my transport and load up infantry artillery, go to A51 and unload them in Tanganyika as well. Try to liberate that for our British friends. And I think that's the only Commonwealth combat. I got a couple of non-combat moves. I just realized I didn't mark it, but that's okay. We haven't gotten there yet. So that's the only combat. So let's go to the dice tray. The first dice tray for me in the game. And all my dice are on the other side. All right. I have 2 tanks and infantry boosting artillery. Infantry boosted by artillery, and then your infantry, Italian infantry defending. Here we go. I got 2 hits, so Tanganyika is liberated, and you took somebody with you. Great. So I will lose an infantry. You will lose an infantry. Boy, I'm glad I didn't just send the tanks. That was my initial idea, was to just send the tanks. But that would have been very bad for me. All right, so Italy goes down $1 to 17. You should be at 17, and the UK goes up to, I believe, 41. And that's the result of that battle. The non-combat movement that I am going to make is going to be to claim Dutch New Guinea with my transport. It can go 1-2 with an infantry. And I'll put the destroyer out there from 57. And I think that's it for the Commonwealth. Canadian's going to stay up there. 2 of those guys are still on the air transport. They're going to stay loaded. And, yep. All right, place new units. 3 subs. Oh, that's not all I'm going to do, though. Sorry, I am going to move that. 3 subs are going to go down in P59. If I could show you the world. Here we go. Through P59. There you go. Right there. This destroyer in A44 is going to move up 1-2 to A29 because he can only move 2. Commonwealth is at 20 on the tracker. So I will collect 20. And the one that I saved will give me 21. So I need 2 over here. Ba-doop-doop. All right, so 20 plus the one I saved. National objectives for me. I don't get... Oh, I am not at war down here, so I don't get that either. All right, cool. None of that. Great! That'll do. All right, and the French... I debated. I thought it would be hilarious if I just spent the next 8 minutes deliberating what to do with the British cruiser and the French cruiser and the French fighter in London. Just to kind of pick on G.I. Joe for this whole North Indochina debacle. How many do I want to send into Yunnan? How many do I want to do this? Do I want to... I still don't know where your pieces are, Joe. I'm not going to lie. But I think these are on the transports. Anyway, the French disposition is going to be cruiser in that sea zone right there with all the Brits. 30, maybe? And then the fighter up there, that's all the French are going to do. The Russians received the extra 10. We're going to spend 4 to move 2 factories. We're going to do 30 for an infantry dump And then 12. I think I mathed wrong. 12 for 4 infantry, and it's going to save me $2. Yeah, that sounds right. So let's put this away. I'm at war with everybody now because, Germany hates me. Because I'm at war, I can walk 2 infantry down into northern Iran and claim that. So that's cool. I'll go up 1 for that. Even though Japan declared war on me, Mongolia is still neutral because he didn't go into Amur, which really is a bummer for me. But combat moves. I think everything else is a non-combat. I think I'm going to grow a pair, and I'm going to try to get my bonus back for Lithuania. I didn't mark it. I've got 5 infantry in Belarus that are going to go into Lithuania. I also didn't discuss this with my partner, and I am going to fly my fighter over there, so hopefully the AAA doesn't hit. All right. So I've got 5 infantry. You've got 3 infantry into AAA. So let me get it set up over here in the tray. All right, your AAA gun takes a shot, and of course it hits. Great. All right, I have 5 infantry, and you have 3 infantry. This might end badly. Let's just go 1 round and see what happens. All right, I got 2 hits, and you got 1 hit. All right, so you're going to lose a AAA and an infantry. And you got 1 hit on me. So I lose an infantry. All right. You now have 2 infantry left, and I have 4 infantry left. Let's continue on. I got a hit. Just 1. So you'll lose 1 infantry, and I will lose 2 infantry. All right. So I lose 2 infantry, and you lose 1. Let's keep going. Get my bonus back. Everybody missed. Let's go again. I smoked you. By smoked you, I mean I freaking lost everybody. Feels like. So with 2 infantry, I reclaim Lithuania. So that'll put me up 1, and the Germans down 1. Russia should be at 36 if my math is correct, and it's not always, so joke's on you. All right. Non-combat movements. Let's see how much of this you can see. All right, you should be able to see everything I'm going to do as Russia. The 5 infantry in Yenisei are going to come down to Tunguska. I'm going to send 11 infantry and 2 AAA from Buryatia into Amur. Let's see here. The infantry in Ukraine to Western Ukraine, because I'm annoying. The infantry in Stalingrad over into Ukraine, again, annoying. The factory from Bryansk is going to go to Tula, and the factory from Smolensk is going to go to Kaluga. And then I'm just backing everything up. So the Stalingrad artillery is going to go to Tula. The 3 artillery from Bryansk are going to go to Tula. And then I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 infantry in Bryansk. AAA from Bryansk to Tula. Oh, look, I found 2 more artillery from Bryansk into Tula. 3 mech and 2 tanks into, you guessed it, Tula. Fighter and tactical are going to go back to Moscow. All right, and then 6 infantry from Smolensk up to Kaluga, and then plus 3 more from Smolensk to Kaluga. The AAA is going to back up from Smolensk into Kaluga. 3 artillery are going to back into Kaluga. 5 infantry from Leningrad into Archangel. Nope, wrong. 1 infantry from Leningrad down to Belarus. 4 infantry from Leningrad up to Archangel. Let's see here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infantry in Moscow. They are going to move up to Kaluga. I'll just get a chip. And 2 artillery in Moscow. 1 is going to go to Kaluga, and 1 is going to rail to Tunguska, along with 1 AAA to Tunguska. Okie dokie. I paid to move the factories. That's done. I have a bunch of units to place. All right. I have 4 artillery to place. I'm going to put 2 artillery in Moscow. And then I'm going to have to chip some things up here. I'm going to build 2 artillery in Moscow. And then build an artillery in both Kaluga and Tula. I'll chip all this up. It looks ugly as heck. Dishonoring all my friends with my horrendous looking stacks. That will allow me to build 1 infantry in Tula and 1 infantry in Kaluga, because I just moved them so I can build 2 units. And that means that 8 infantry go down in Moscow. I think I moved everything. That sub's going to stay there. These ships, my cruiser and transport can ignore the subs. I don't have to make that C-zone hostile. I think that's it. Russia's at 36 on the tracker. Plus $3 for Siberia, Urals, Ukraine, which I don't have because he has Siberia. $5 though, if I currently have Lithuania, which I do, Leningrad, Stalingrad, which I do. So I get a plus 5. So $36 plus 5 is $41. Okay. I get a plus 2 for having northern Iran. And that should be that on money so far, which gives me 40, 50. Russia has 50 to spend on its next turn. Let's do Lend-lease. Can't believe that freaking AAA hit. Trash. I'm going to do the Middle East Lend-lease. And I'm going to do the Far East Lend-lease. So the Middle Eastern one is going to be real easy. I don't have anything blocking. So for the Middle East, I get 1 dice. And it says it's a 2, which gives me a mechanized in Iran. So I will put that right there. And then I think it works like a convoy disruption. I have to roll and see if the Japanese sub, how the Japanese sub disrupts my Lend-lease. All right, let's see. Roll 1 die per warship. Okay, if a 3 or less is rolled, so this could miss, and it's only 1 dice, even though it's a sub. It works differently, so that's a miss. So the Pacific Lend-lease is a 1, which gives me an artillery in Amur. All right. Good. I'll take it. Let's do a disposition of Russian forces. Destroyer and cruiser in the Black Sea, submarine in A5, cruiser and transport there in A14. In Lithuania, 2 infantry. Belarus, 1 infantry. Western Ukraine, 1 infantry. Ukraine, 1 infantry. Northern Iran, 2 infantry. Iran, 1 mech. In Tula, there's a factory, a AAA, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 infantry, 3 mechanized, 2 tanks, all in Tula, along with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 infantry in Tula. Kaluga has a factory, a AAA, 11, 12, 13, 14 infantry, 5 artillery. I think I mentioned the AAA. Archangel has 4 infantry. Moscow has 2 artillery, a fighter, a tactical, 1 AAA, and 8 infantry. Tunguska has a AAA, an artillery, and 5 infantry. Moore has an artillery, 2 AAA, and 11 infantry. That should be it. That is the end of Misery Loves Company round number 2. Germany, Japan, US, UK, China, I think they're all ready to go. They were just waiting on me to do this, but I was just so mentally exhausted watching Joe decide what was going on here. But anyway, this has been long enough. I'm the chaplain. I'll be praying for you.